Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon after a long time. Welcome back to the Chartered Academy CA, CMA final DT classes. Hi everyone, myself Ashok Muttabena. I am Ashok Muttabena from Chartered Academy. Sir, now I am going to discuss about the international taxation series. This video is completely for the international taxation series. Sir, in the international taxation series, we have so many chapters, but we have come to the 4 chapters in this series. I am going advanced ruling, DTAA, equalization levy, transfer pricing, and our taxation. So, advanced ruling, DTAA, equalization levy, transfer pricing, and our taxation. This exclusively these 5 chapters gives the 25 marks in your exam, including MCQs and all. So 25 marks in exam. And these chapters, what is the beauty of this chapter, sir? The provisions are very simple, and the questions are also very simple. But one thing you request, read a more revision of these classes, more revision of these chapters. Okay, more revision of these chapters. So if you feel very difficulty to the DT, so just concentrate on these chapters, international taxation chapters, along with some A category chapters in the part A, like in other than international taxation. You can able to clear your exam. That is no matter. So if for going to the advanced ruling, so we can spend the maximum 5 to 10 minutes, day before exam or today. We can get the 4 marks. For DTAA, we can spend the 2 to 3 hours. We get the 6 to 8 marks. Equalization levy, we can spend the 1.5 hour. You get the 4 marks. For the transfer pricing, we can spend the another 3 hours. For UNAT action, we can spend the 3 hours. So simply, sir, for UNAT action, we can spend 3 hours. Transfer pricing 3 hours. Advanced ruling 10 minutes. DTAA 10 minutes. DTAA 1 hour. I'm talking about the DTAA is a 1 hour. So maximum we can spend the 5 to 6 hours. 5 to 6 hours every day. We can achieve the 25 to minimum 25 marks. We can achieve the 25 marks. So today, in this video, I will discuss about the advanced ruling topics. So today in this video, I will discuss about the advanced ruling topics. So what is advanced ruling? Try to explain the background if possible. Sir, Mr. A, he is the one of the business. Mr. A is the one of the business. So, Mr. A is the businessman. You want to know the tax implications of his transaction. You want to know the tax implication of this transaction. You want to know the tax implication of this transaction. Okay, tax implication. For what transaction, sir? To be undertaken transaction. Already undertaken transaction. For what transaction? To be undertaken transaction or already undertaken transaction. Already undertaken transaction. So to be undertaken transaction or already undertaken transaction. So you want to know, Mr. A want to know the tax implications of the to be undertaken transaction, already undertaken transaction. Sir, what is the advance ruling? Sir, ruling is the means a judgment. Ruling is the judgment. Okay, now ruling is the judgment. Advance means in the earlier judgment is earlier means. So advance means, sir, before entering into the transaction, I can make an application to the one ruling authority. They given the ruling, they given the judgment for the respective transaction. What is the exact tax implications on such transaction? What is the exact tax implications? So being a businessman, it is not possible to, it is for me not possible to know the each and every transaction, each tax implication for each and every. So being a business, I want to know the what is the exact tax implications of my transaction. But everyone can make an application. Everyone can make an application to the advanced ruling authorities to know the tax implication. For salary person can make an application. My question is, salary person can make an application. Normal individual can make an application. No, sir. This ruling, this authority set up for this process set up for the high level of transaction, high value transactions, so abnormal transactions. So this, and if the normal transaction not required to apply, sir, because if you find, if for the normal transaction we can able to find everything in your act. So this rule, this authority set up for the only for the abnormal transactions. Abnormal transaction and high level transaction, simply high level transaction. So who can make an application? Simply, sir, if a non-resident want to enter the transaction into the Indian person, if the non-resident want to enter the transaction and he can make an application, sir. For what person he can make it? To know the tax implication, to know the tax implication on which transaction, sir? Already undertaken transaction, to be undertaken transaction. Okay, sir. Each person can make an application. This is eligible. So if the resident and non-resident enter the one transaction on behalf of this non-resident, this resident make an application. For what purposes? Same, sir. Already undertaken transaction or to be undertaken transaction. Okay, sir. Sir, only resident can make an application. Yes, sir, resident can make an application, but the transaction value is the more than 100 crores or more. Then he can make an application, sir. 100 crores or more. Okay. PSU also can make an application for the advanced ruling authority to know the tax. For PSU, sir, what purpose PSU make an application, sir? How to compute the total income. Okay, sir. Sir, in some scenarios, the resident or non-resident can make an application to the advanced ruling authority simply to determine whether GAR provisions are attracted for this transaction, to whether the GAR provisions are going to attract or not, That's it, whether the GAR provisions are attracted. So who are eligible to make an application? Simply non-resident, resident and non-resident on behalf of resident if that 100 crores or more, and PSU and resident to know whether the GAR provisions are attracted or not. To know the non-resident and resident entering into the transaction 100 crores or more, and resident relating the computation of total income. Okay, total income. Okay, sir. Resident and non-resident, whether any arrangement is proposed to be undertaken by such applicant, impermissible activation. Okay, sir. So before making application, we need to pay some fees. What is the fees, sir? Sir, PSU the always fees with the 10,000. PSU always fees the 10,000. Remaining any other person can make an application paying this fee, sir. What is this? Fee, sir? So the transaction value up to 100 crores, your fees is the 2 lakhs, sir. 100 to 300 crores, your fees is the 5 lakhs, sir. More than 300 crores, your fees is the 10 lakhs. That's it, sir. Your fees is the 10. That's it. Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, but what is the form, sir? The application form is a prescribed form. So application, sir, once I make an application, can be withdrawn within the 30 days from the date of application. Can be withdrawn, but the fees is not refundable. So after making application, the Board of Advanced Ruling Authority forward the copy of this to the PCCIT, CCIT to check what the purpose they forward, sir, to check whether whether case is pending in the appeal or not, So what if, sir, if the pending in the appeal or not? If any case is pending before the income tax authority, that application going to be the rejected. Sir, whose application going to? In case public sector undertaking make an application to the advanced ruling authority, whether his question is already pending before the High Court and Supreme Court, the application will be rejected, sir. In case any other SSC, if the question is already pending before the IT authority, ITAT or High Court at Supreme Court, the application will be rejected, sir. The application will be rejected. And in another scenario, sir. So the question involves the valuation of the valuation. It related to the valuation. The question related to the valuation of the property. Valuation of the property. In this scenario, advanced ruling authority just go to the valuation authority. I am not expert in the valuation. So in this scenario, so my application will be rejected, sir. Okay, sir. Sometimes they make an application to the advanced ruling authority, but the transaction prima facie designed to avoid the taxes. The transaction prima facie designed to avoid the taxes. Students, the transaction is prima facie designed to avoid the taxes. So whether resident or non-resident can make an application. Some person make an application to the advanced ruling authority, but then the transaction prima facie designed to avoid the taxes. Such type of application also advanced ruling authority will be rejected. But except that application made by the PSUs. The application made by the PSU, where the transaction related prima facie designed to the avoid the tax or not, we can accept the such application. Yes, the transaction is application by the some other person. They want to know whether the GAR provisions are attracted or not. They want to know whether the GAR provisions are attracted. In such scenarios, we can accept the application. Advanced ruling authority can accept the application. So after accepting the application, they need to pronounce their ruling within the 6 months. From the date of receipt of application. So the copy of order after pronounced order, the copy of order shall be forwarded to the SSC, CCIT, PCIT. Okay, sir. So who shall be binding on that order? Sir? The applicant, income tax authorities up to level of CIT. That is a clerical message up to level of CIT. So some other also person in the first scenario, the resident and non-resident may enter in the transaction. On behalf of non-resident, resident make an application to the advanced ruling authority. In that scenario, resident need to binding that application, non-resident also need to binding of that order. Okay, sir. So sometimes there is who can there in the advanced ruling, or how many persons in the board in the advanced ruling authority. So the advanced ruling authority consists of 2 members, each being the officer not below the rank of chief commissioner. Vacancy in the bar shall not make the rules are wide. Okay, na sir? Very simple. So there are 2 members, sir. Sometimes there is a vacancy. One member is there in the board, and he give the some judgment. After pronouncing the judgment, the SC raise the one objection. This is the not valid judgment because they require the 2 members in this board, but only 1 member is there for my judgment. So that simply the vacancies, if any vacancies, that shall not invalidate your ruling simply, sir. If the required 2 person is required, 2 members is required for that 2 members is required to pronounce the judgment, but only 1 member is there. Even though 1 member is exist, that not invalidate your ruling, that not invalidate your advanced ruling. Okay, sir. Vacancy is not invalid advanced ruling. Okay, sir. Application shall be in the co-duplicated, sir. Okay, sir. Sometimes if applicant is aggrieved by the, sir, sometimes advanced ruling authority give the one judgment, I am not happy with the judgment, I can make an appeal to the High Court. That application may the High Court, or AO on the direction of CIT said make an application to the High Court, but within this, what is the time limit to make an appeal to the High Court, sir? 6 days from the date of communication. Provided High Court is satisfied, may grant further 30 days also. This is advanced ruling, sir. Further 30 days also. That's it. I hope that I'm trying to explain this chapter in English in the easiest manner. I hope that this chapter is useful for you. Thank you very much.